Hello, today I want to show you how to knit two-color brioche flat, and I will be demonstrating knitting it Continental style. So I have already cast on 16 stitches. For what I'm showing you, I recommend you cast on an even number of stitches. Many patterns that show how to knit brioche flat will suggest that you cast on an odd number of stitches and work the edges a little bit differently than how I'm going to be showing you today, working the edge stitches in just one color. Today I'll be showing you how to work the edge stitches with both colors to create a selvage edge that works well for when you're seaming brioche, which I do in a few of my sweater patterns. So whether you cast on an even or an odd number doesn't really matter. Just make sure you follow the instructions for your pattern for how to handle the edge stitches. So with that, let's jump in. So the first thing we have to do is knit a setup row. So to do that, I'm going to knit the first stitch as you normally would. Now for the second stitch, we want to do what is called a slip-one yarn over. So we're going to bring the yarn to the front and slip that next stitch as if to purl, and then do a yarn over. Then knit one, bring the yarn to the front and slip and work a yarn over. Knit one, bring the yarn to the front, slip one yarn over. And I repeat this to the end of the row. Now bringing the yarn to the front is something that you have to think about a lot if you are an English knitter or a thrower. If you are knitting Continental like I do, I work one motion where I bring my right needle tip behind the yarn and then slip in one motion. And this allows me to keep my working yarn behind the needle while I'm working my knit rows. So that can be a little bit more efficient, but isn't essential. So I ended with a knit stitch, but I've got one more stitch on my left needle. Now to create the selvage edge that I use in many of my designs, we're just going to slip that last stitch with the yarn in front and not work that stitch. So that brings us to the end of our first setup row. And now we need to work the same row again in our contrast color. So to do that, I'm going to grab the stitches and slide them to the other end of my needle. And now I'm ready to work with my contrast color. So because we are working this selvage edge, I want both colors worked on the edge stitches. So I'm going to knit that first stitch. Now we have two strands together here, a stitch that was slipped in the previous row together with its yarn over. And we're going to purl those two strands together, and that is called a brioche purl. And then we keep the yarn to the front and slip a stitch and do a yarn over. Work a brioche purl, purling those two strands together, slip and yarn over. Brioche purl, slip and yarn over. Brioche purl, slip and yarn over. Brioche purl, slip one yarn over. Brioche purl, slip one yarn over. Brioche Pearl, slip one yarn over, and again, to create the selvage edge, we're going to slip this stitch with the yarn in front, and then just drop that yarn to the front. So now that we've worked across the work with both colors in the same direction, that's considered one row. And we are now going to turn the work to work a second row. So now I want to be careful that I don't twist my light color and my dark colored yarn together. I want them coming off of the project as they were knit, so that later, if I am creating a seamed garment, it will be easier to pick up the stitches to seam them. So I'm going to now work with my light color again. And we're going to knit that first stitch. So working this edge, that first stitch will always be knit. And now it's just like the previous row. We're going to purl or brioche purl that stitch together with its yarn over, slip one stitch and yarn over, brioche purl, slip one 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 yarn over, and slip that last stitch with the yarn in front. And now again, we're going to slide the stitches to the other end of the needle to work the other color. So now on this side, the dark color is our knit color. So as always, we're going to knit the first stitch for the selvage edge, then slip one yarn over, brioche knit, 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 and slip one with the yarn in front. So now we are ready to turn and work the right side again. So again, I'm making sure that I'm not twisting my light color and my dark color yarn. So I will start again with a knit stitch, slip one yarn over, knit. And the nice thing about working in two color brioche is that when you're working either a brioche knit or a brioche purl, you should always see two colors of yarn there that you're going to either be knitting or purling together. And that can help you know that you're working with the right color and that your stitches are correct. Your stitch and its yarn over should always be in different colors. So brioche knit, which the shorthand for brioche knit is a bark, and the shorthand for brioche purl is a burp. So we're going to slip one yarn over and bark, or brioche knit, slip one yarn over, bark, 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 and slip one with yarn in front. Now again, In order to finish working this row, we slide the stitches back to the other end of the needle. And work them again. So now, working with my dark color, I knit that first stitch for the selvage edge, and then brioche purl or burp, slip one yarn over, 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 and slip one with yarn in front. So that's now a setup row, a wrong side row, and a right side row. So that's all of the rows that you're going to have to work to do this basic brioche rib knit flat with a selvage edge. So you can see on the work here, we've got knit stitches forming in the light color on the right side, and knit stitches in the dark color on the wrong side. And so this is how we create that beautiful, squishy, double-sided brioche fabric. This is all the stitches that you need to know to be able to create your basic brioche rib. Remember to check your pattern to know how that pattern intends you to handle your selvage stitches or your edge stitches, because there are different ways to do it. But this should give you the basics. If you would like to see how these stitches get seamed together, look for that in an upcoming tutorial right here on this channel. Thank you for watching.